Thanks for joining me, Nico.
Of course.
All right, FightHype.com here with the undefeated hard-punching middleweight Nico Ali Walsh, fighting once again for the second time at the Mecca, Madison Square Garden, of course, where your grandfather fought Joe Frazier, March 8, 1971, 51 years ago. Before we get to your fight, man, how many times have you rewatched that fight, Ali Frazier one, and is that like the best heavyweight fight you've ever seen?
Oh, I've watched that fight so many times, but I think the best heavyweight fight I've ever seen was the Rumble in the Jungle. But definitely the Frazier fights were the best trilogy in boxing history for sure.
Now, the first time you were at the Garden, actually had the toughest fight of your career. You went the
Yes.
distance, but then you knocked out Sanchez in a rematch with a really good body shot. But how much of that was like the nerves of fighting at the Garden? And do you think, this time around you get a better performance?
It wasn't so much the nerves. It was my preparation for the fight. There was a lot going on in my camp that fight. Yeah, it was awful. I don't even know how I was able to fight that night. There was just a lot going on. But yeah, no, thank God I got the win. And I made it a point to go back and fight that same guy to show how I've improved. And we went back and got the knockout with that same guy. So we're onwards and upwards from here.
Could you refresh my memory? Was it did you have like a trainer juggling multiple fights at once at the time kind of thing in camp?
Yeah, but it was not. So my trainer at the time was Sugar Hill, and of course he was with Tyson, but it wasn't him. It wasn't him. It was like there were people in my team that were just it was a mess in my team, and you could ask Suge about that, and I'm sure he'll tell you. But yeah, no. Since then we've just everything has been going smoothly, and I'm just happy to be where I'm at right now.
Well, what changed exactly, to fill us in? Because, like you said, since then you knocked that guy out with a great body shot. So, things have definitely only gotten better since then. So, what exactly could you take us through that's changed?
Well, I have a new team now. Obviously, I have a new trainer, but
Right.
that's partially to do with my success. But it's definitely the team change. I've just been now I'm with a team. When I say team, I'm talking like all the people around me during training camp. It's just been better people, just nice, light energy, great people have been around me, and so yeah, I'm happy to be where I'm at.
It was really interesting when I saw Richard Sloan's training you now. I actually have his painting right.
He's not training me now, actually,
Oh,
but that is his painting.
That is his
he
painting.
actually he stopped training me. I still talk to Rich.
Okay.
He stopped training me after my fourth fight.
Okay.
This last fight was my first fight without Rich.
Right. Okay. So how was that, and how was the doing things with the new trainer? What are you guys working on at camp heading into this fight?
We've been working on so much. I'm working with Kay Karoma now. He works with Troy Isley, Duke Reagan, all a bunch of top ranked people.
All the Olympians, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I've been around them the whole camp, and I'm glad. I love being around those guys because we're all fighting on the same card as well. It's just been great. The stuff we've been working on this camp. I'm ready for to fight Godzilla for this fight. So it'll be exciting.
Yeah, you feeling mean and confident?
I'm feeling very confident because the work has not been easy. That's what makes me confident is, we've been getting up I've had to get up at 3:30, 3:30, 4 a.m. to run this whole camp. And that's been tough, but I've been doing it. And, we've been, some days you don't get off, some Sundays you don't get off. Sometimes it's 7 days a week, 3 workouts a day. So it's just been killing me. So that's what makes me confident. That's what makes me know I'm ready for this fight.
Are you sparring with these young guns that made the Olympic team, like Isley in the middleweight division? Have you been?
I am, but I'm sparring. I've got great sparring this camp. So I have been sparring with Troy. He's a tremendous talent. He's amazing. We all know that. But for this camp, I sparred with Caleb Plant right before he had his fight with Jarrell. So that was amazing work. That's the best guy I've ever sparred. And we went, I want to say we went 10 rounds, adding them all together. and I was his last sparring before he went off to his fight. But that was amazing work, and you can't train that. You have to do that kind of work. I've learned so much from that.
So best guy you ever sparred. We could take that to the bank.
No, 100%. Caleb Plant's the most talented guy I've ever sparred.
Hard to hit, fast hands. What was it like?
Fast hands, sweet hands. He's sharp. He just knows what he's doing. He's got a great eye for things, and yeah, he's the most talented. He's not the hardest puncher because I was sparring with Edgar Berlanga one training camp ago, and he can hit. We all know that.
Yep,
he can hit. So Edgar was one of the hardest guys I've ever just physical force. He was very strong, but Caleb is so fast that it hurts. So, speed makes power.
He's
he's got sting. Caleb's got sting for sure.
With that butterfly around the neck, he floats like a butterfly a little bit. That's coming from an
Caleb sure does.
Okay.
He sure does. He does his thing in the ring. He was like, he almost did a shuffle while we were sparring. I said, that's again, that's illegal. That should be illegal to do that in front of me.
Right. You're supposed to pay my family something for that.
Right. Yeah, no, something. He's amazing. His team's awesome. He's super cool, and yeah, he had a great win versus Durrell, and I know he worked hard for that, and I learned so much from sparring him. So I'm very grateful.
Just last question on him. Do you favor him over Benavidez then after the sparring you've had with him?
I don't know, because I was in camp with David Benavidez before.
Oof.
and he's one of okay, so before I went into sparring with Caleb Plant, I said to everyone, David Benavidez is the most talented guy I've seen in person. And that still stays true to what I'm saying. They're both so talented. They're so talented. It's crazy to see it. It's one thing to see on the TV, but to see in person, to watch these guys, it's something else. So that fight is on the level of like a Crawford Spence fight in my eyes. So I can't say who will win that fight because I have no clue.
Yes, you do, but you can't tell us. But
no, I swear to you, that is a toss-up. I have no idea what would happen. That those guys are so skilled, people don't understand. That is an amazing fight.
Let me ask you something, Nico. Then, when you're sparring all these top guys, Berlanga, Caleb, Troy Isley, guys who made the Olympic team, guys who've been world champion, is any part of you got that chip on your shoulder? Like, hey, I'm not just Muhammad Ali's grandson. I'm for real, and I'll show you I'm for real, and I want to earn your respect, from these other guys that other people already see as for real. And yeah.
Definitely. Yeah, no, when I feel that they don't know I'm for real, I show it. I turn it up in sparring. But the guys I've been sparring, they know I'm for real, like Troy Isley, Caleb Plant, and Edgar Berlanga. They asked me to spar because they know that I take this serious. They know that this is what I want to do. So they respect that, and we have a mutual respect. So but for the other guys that didn't think I was serious, it turned into wars in the gym. Ooh. And that's obviously not going to happen with someone like Caleb Plant.
That's interesting. So there's been times you got to bring that side out of you and show I'm not just some nice guy who's I'm a dog. And
no, definitely no, and that's happened. And when that happens, it's bloody. It's a war, and it happens. But you got to earn respect some way.
Where'd you get that from? Why do you got it in you to fight through blood and want to box? And what is it in you, Nico?
I have no idea. I really do think I don't know what people call it. Some people call it like the dog in them, or the warrior spirit, whatever. But I truly think you're born with it or not. I think I was born with it, because if I wasn't boxing, I'd be fighting something. I'd be I don't care what where I went in life. I'm a fighter at heart. So I don't know. I think I was just born with that. It might be genetic.
We saw the new wrinkle in the game, like the body shot, and then right after you delivered it, the hands came right up, ready to like catch whatever was coming down. Is that the toughest part for you right now, developing as a fighter? Defense, is that like the hardest part of boxing? What's the hardest part to get you to where you want to go?
Honestly, defense isn't the hardest part. It's like the hardest part is the ring IQ. It's the experience, because ring IQ comes with experience. Defense is like everyone knows. I've known for years that I have a good chin. Everyone I've trained with knows that, but that's not impressive to me. Being able to take a punch is not impressive. So they've been having to remind me to, put your hands up, because I can take a hit, but I don't want to. That's the point, is I don't want to take the hit. But that hasn't been the hardest part. It's been for sure the experience, catching up with, the guys that have been doing it since they were babies, making up for that lost time. That's been the toughest part.
After sharing the ring, in some serious sparring with guys who've done it since they're babies, who have gotten to where you want to go, how confident are you you'll get there? Really?
I'm more confident now than I've ever been before, especially after sparring Caleb Plant. For this fight, it's been like I've been training, to fight just, the best of the best. So I'm really ready to fight the best of the best right now. And so Saturday, you'll see that. I'm sure you'll see a jump in levels, because every fight I go up in a level, and between last fight and now, I feel like I've doubled. So we'll see Saturday.
People will make something about quality of opposition, but everybody, except I guess the guy in the main event, Lomachenko, turning pro after 400 amateur fights.
Right.
But everybody fights, that kind of opposition on the way up. But when you look at it, it's on paper, Billy Wagner, your combined opponents will be 31 wins, 7 losses. What do you think of the caliber of opposition, and what's your realistic timeline, to get to a top 10, a top 5 in the 160-pound division?
I have no idea when it comes to timeline. I know that it'll take a couple years before I'm at contender status. But I'm like I said, I have that fighter spirit. So if they ask me to fight a top 10 guy now, I would say yes. But that's when my team comes in and says, hey, listen, Nico, we're doing this smart. We got to do it smart, So if you look at anybody, if you look at, who Floyd Mayweather fought for his, 7th fight, 6th fight, you don't fight Canelo. It doesn't happen. So I'm on the right track right now. I'm doing well, and I'm improving every single fight. So I'm gonna start kicking it up, and I'm ready for it.
Hey, brother, the win-loss record of your opponents beats Jake Paul's by a lot. So.
Oh man, I don't even. Oh well, Jake Paul's win-loss record is like 0, right?
I think so. I think you're right. I think it's like a combined 0-4 or something. I would have to check the box rec again.
I think mine might be better. Yes.
You think he wins that fight with Anderson Silva on Saturday?
I really would be. Oh God, that's Saturday. That's the same night as my fight, huh?
It is.
I would be shocked if he knocks him out. I would really be shocked because I know Anderson Silva knows how to fight. He went toe-to-toe with Chavez Jr. and beat him. So I'm sure that'll be interesting. I'm sure that'll be fun to watch too. I'm gonna miss it, of course, but I'm sure it'll be good. I'll catch the highlights.
I'm getting booed for the question. Obviously, Vasyl Lomachenko takes on Jermaine Ortiz in the main event that night on ESPN. That and your fight is what you're going to be focused on.
Of course, yeah, no, that's I'm thinking. I forgot. I don't even know.
You genuinely forgot, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I completely forgot. So yeah, no, I'm ready for that fight, and I think the Lomachenko fight is definitely going to be better than the Paul fight. But hey. Everyone watches, some people want to watch boxing and some people want to watch, an exciting matchup between, Silva and Paul.
With Lomachenko, he's obviously still a great fighter. And all that. Obviously still a great fighter, but he was a featherweight at one point, and he is in his mid-30s. Does he really beat Stevenson or Haney at this point?
That's a tough fight. Devin Haney in particular causes problems for anybody. Styles make fights, so you can't say like for example, Lomachenko lost to Teofimo. Teofimo lost to Kambosos. But if Teofimo and Devin fought, I'm sure it would be a different kind of fight than when Kambosos and Devin fought. So it's like styles make fights. It'd be interesting to see. I don't know what would happen because Devin's ring IQ, and that's what I always go back to, is ring IQ. He sticks to his game plan, and Devin's going to be on top for a while.
And lastly, too, man, it is the talk of the boxing world right now. Crawford Spence, the fight that isn't happening, and
Yes.
Crawford fighting Benavidez, and Spence will have to look elsewhere for his next fight. Any thoughts on the fallout and just the whole situation?
It's sad. I don't know the details with it, but I know fight fans want to see that fight so bad. It's the worst feeling in the world when fights don't happen, like when Pacquiao and Floyd didn't fight for 5 years. It sucks. But I favor Crawford in that fight. I know I met Crawford a few times. They're both extremely skilled, so that's another matchup that needs to happen. It's sad that it's not going to happen right now.
Do you think fans have anywhere to justifiably put their blame on any party involved, or is it just like it is?
It's tough because they always say, "Oh, Crawford's running. Oh, Spence is running." I don't think either of them are running from the fight. It could be people in their teams. I have no idea. I don't think either of them are afraid to fight each other. I think that's BS.
What do you think of Boots getting a shot?
Who?
What do you think of Boots Ennis getting a shot? Us kind of maybe having to move on to what's next.
Boots fighting who?
Either one, but I guess Spence, since he's the mandatory.
I mean, they've got to fight somebody. I don't think Spence or Crawford will have a loss until they fight each other, if that makes sense. So they are together. I think they're their toughest matchup. So we'll see.
But Saturday night, Madison Square Garden against Billy Wagner.
Yes.
Got 5 knockouts and 6 wins, but really you've knocked out everybody you've ever faced because you knocked out Sanchez in the rematch.
Yes.
Does that streak continue, dude? After Sunday morning, will you have knocked out every man you've ever faced as a professional still?
I can say I'm pretty confident that I'm saying I will have beat up every guy that I fought. So like I said before, if it goes 6 rounds and I just totally batter the dude for 6 rounds, I will be so happy with that because I'll be able to display so much more that I've been working on. But I never go looking for knockouts. Knockouts aren't important to me. But if it happens, it happens.
Well, we'll see if Billy Wagner can take it for 6 rounds.
We will see. Saturday night.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Nico. Best of luck to you, man. Thank you always for your time, bro.
Of course. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.